Ramon Magsaysay was mamboing into the hearts of the Filipino people, and Nida and Nestor were dancing their way to fame, dedicated dental practitioners were taking the first steps to a legacy that made a difference in Philippine dentistry. Moved by the need for excellence in the dental profession and the realization of the value of social relevance in a nation that was recovering from the pains of the Japanese occupation, these heroes drew the framework that will ensure excellence in the profession and lay the foundation for many worthy endeavors. On March 15, 1951, their laudable vision gave birth to what we now know as the Quezon City Dental Society, Incorporated. The years that followed nourished the seeds of the early vision, and while the world was in awe over man's first step on the moon in the late 60s, the QCDSI was making its giant leap towards professionalism and social relevance. It began its series of scientific seminars and worthy civic action projects. And to further guide the growing organization, leaders formulated the society's constitution and bylaws.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius.
In the 70s, the country was adapting to new changes. Miniskirts and bell-bottom pants made the scene, while Motown music hit the charts. Tuning in to the times, the society dared new trends. They took oral health care campaigns out of the classrooms and into the homes of Filipinos. Continuing education efforts too flourished, as scientific meetings and dental seminars were calendared at least twice a year. Noteworthy of all education efforts was the establishment of the Institute of Dental Practice, a 10-5-day course for dental practitioners. The idealistic 70s responded to the needs of the society and fellow dentists. Though with limited resources, QCDSI members intensified programs for civic action projects, addressed oral health needs of the less fortunate, and created a welfare trust fund and building trust fund for members. News of political unrest and the rule of martial law demoralized the nation. But in spite of these, QCDS persevered in their efforts, which earned for the society official membership in the Philippine Dental Association in 1976. In the same year, the proud QCDS celebrated its silver anniversary. But the jubilation over QCDS accomplishments did not serve as climax to history, but rather a beginning for more recognition. And on the occasion of the PDA annual convention held at the PICC, QCDS was awarded the most outstanding chapter for the year 1979 to 1980. The early 80s continued the efforts of the 70s with noteworthy projects. This again earned for QCDS the Best Dental Chapter Award for the year 1980 to 1981. Soon, the growing society needed a venue to further plan out its activities and implement its goals. Thus, the lot procured in the 70s was put to use as QCDS began construction of a multi-purpose center at Piñahan Street in Quezon City. The center was leased to QCDS for 1 peso per year. But towards the middle of the decade, a new spirit emerged. One that braved the streets and toppled a dictatorship. One that coped with trying times, with poverty, and with natural disasters. In response to the call of the times, QCDS members committed themselves even more to civic action and many laudable endeavors.
Dayuhan ay nahalina, bayan ko, binihag ka, nasadlak sa dusa.
And as in Pinoy people power, which overwhelmed the world, the QCDS teamwork made its mark in the Philippine dental scene. The 90s was barraged with the challenges of power shortage, a devaluating peso, pitiful plights of overseas workers, and terrible disasters. But despite these, towards the end of the decade, the country was slowly achieving what would have been a tiger economy in Asia. In these times, QCDS did not fall short in determination, teamwork, expertise, and innovation. And in its efforts to maximize the fruits of oral health campaigns, QCDS produced dental health education videos, tied up with sponsors, and TV programs such as the Pen Pen de Sarapen Kiddie Show. Other colorful additions to these efforts were the Dental Variety Show, featuring QCDSI dentists as artists, a dental fiesta where children learned about oral health through fun and games. The 90s too was a pot of gold for the QCDS. It was a decade of awards and recognition in both service and sports activities. It was also in the 90s when amendments in the society's constitution and bylaws were undertaken, when major repairs and renovations in its multi-purpose center were implemented, when new equipment were acquired, when the waste management program reached new heights, and when donations from overseas colleagues began. By the end of the 90s, members decided to incorporate the QCDS so as to enable it to be fully recognized as a society. Thus today, it bears the name QCDSI. Further on, in year 2000, QCDSI and the Quezon City government signed a memorandum of agreement to enable the society to undertake community projects. The continuous growth in membership through the years directed leaders' attention to their welfare. These paved the way for professional development programs, management and leadership seminars, campaigns against illegal practice, and permanent disability benefits. And to keep the members pepped up for work and service, several recreation activities had been plotted. This year, the Society celebrates with pride 50 wonderful years of existence. An existence interwoven in our nation's history, an existence attributed to the Lord and to the teamwork of its QCDSI members. The mark of the QCDSI team spirit was never restricted to an era or decade. It seems to have been an inherent quality of the society, and though faced with the problems and threats of the millennium, this quality has helped QCDSI to reach the heights it has envisioned through the years. This quality is earned for the society, the prestigious Hall of Fame Award. The Hall of Fame Award can't be attributed to one QCDSI president alone, but rather to all presidents who have orchestrated the entire team to gain for QCDSI the respect that it now receives.
Ang mga nasa samahan ng mga ng lungsod Quezon, matatag noon at ngayon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, taas loob habang panahon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, sa iyo ang aming tulong. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, kailan pa man ika'y isusulong.
The 50th anniversary logo mirrors the years of the QCDSI. The letter L represents the 50 years of our society. The circles on this letter pertains to each of the 10 years we've committed ourselves to the ideals and goals of the society. The crossed square symbolizes the window to the future of our lives, a future not yet painted, a future that looks forward to another 50 years of excellence.
Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, matatag noon at ngayon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, taas noo habang panahon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, sa iyo ang aming tulong. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, kailan pa man ika'y isusulong. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, matatag noon at ngayon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, taas noo habang panahon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, sa iyo ang aming tulong. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, kailan pa man, kailan pa man, kailan pa man ika'y isusulong. Ating pagtibayin, ating pagyamanin, upang mapalaganan ating mithiin. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, matatag noon at ngayon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, taas loob habang panahon. Samahang lungsod Quezon, kailan pa man ika'y isusulong. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, matatag noon at ngayon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, taas noo habang panahon. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, sa iyo ang aming tulong. Samahang dentista ng lungsod Quezon, kailan pa man, kailan pa man, kailan pa man.